beamed on behalf of...
I'm a product of the city. I'm a product of the city. I'm a product of the city.
What's good, my people? What's good? I hope can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Like they say, can you hear me now? Is that the thing they say? Can you hear me now? I hope they can hear me now. I hope it's going right for you guys out there in Facebook land and whatever, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case may be. I hope it's going great for you today, because today is another one of those days. It's kind of gloomy outside, but you know what? It's getting brighter and brighter because the Dream Team is here, right?
Yes, we here.
The Dream Team is in the building, man. The Dream Team is in the building. Did you bring the bags, babe?
They behind you.
Woo! She brought them bags. She brought them bags. She brought them bags. Got some good stuff in it, man. And in case you didn't know, you see the little gadgets down here, the icons. Today you want to go check that movie out right there from Maserati Movies. You want to go check Bittersweet out. You will love this movie. The movie is banging. But not only will you love the movie, before you go and love this movie, you'll be having a chance to win not one, not two, but 3 times, man. 3 bags with gifts in them. I'm not going to say what it is now, but you'll find out in a minute. But anyway, today we got a special guest, man. We got a special guest. Can you hear me right? It sounded good? Okay. It's all good. You probably hearing that. Don't worry about it. But what I am going to say is I hope that music is not sounding crazy. But what I can say is that today we have my man, Lee Zellars on. Yes. We got Lee Zellars on. We got Lee Zellars. And we up in the building. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good on this Father's Day. What's up to all the fathers out there? Hope you're having a happy Father's Day. I am.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. All the good dads out there. There's a lot of them out there.
Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. And I hope you can hear well what we're doing, because you say you still hear the music. You know what? It's the forces of evil trying to get. Is it Rose?
It's always some stuff going on.
It's always something.
You know, you're trying to do some things. There's always something happening.
It's always something, but we're not gonna worry about it right now. We're not gonna worry about
keep
it.
it positive.
I want to know if anybody is out there and they're looking. Is it sounding crazy to you, or is everything okay? Let us know. But until then, we're gonna jump right into the show. How you say you feeling, man? You feeling great?
I'm feeling good, man. It's Father's Day. Yeah, it's kind of gloomy out, but it's a nice day. It's not raining, so I'm down.
Yes. That's what's up. So I tell you what, we're gonna jump right into this podcast today, man. It's popping. My sound man said it's popping. It's popping now, baby. It's popping. Let's get it popping. So we're gonna jump right into the podcast today. I want to know, Lee.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you're from? You know, where you were born and raised, and a little bit about your background in general.
I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. Lived in Avondale pretty much all my life. Still in the A1 today. Went to Hughes High School. Years later after school, I got into art, started learning a little bit about photography.
So, what inspired you to become a filmmaker?
What really inspired me as far as a filmmaker is the director, Robert Rodriguez. He did a running commentary of one of his first films. And his running commentary kind of broke down his process of how he made this movie.
Right.
And when he said stuff like, he was showing a scene where there was a lady at a bar, and he was like, you notice a little green light in the back and a little blue light that's coming up from behind the bar? He said, well, those are like painter's clamps, painter lights. The clamp on that, where painters use to, put lights up.
Right.
And he's like, I just put some colored, bulbs in there, and that's how I set up that lighting. I'm like, painter lamps? I'm like, I've seen painter lamps. That's like you can get them at the hardware store for $10.
Right.
You making movies with this?
Right.
So that opened up my eye that the possibility of filmmaking can be done without all of the construction that you see goes on behind the scene in normal making.
Yeah. That's deep, man.
Awesome. That's interesting.
That's deep.
That's very interesting.
You just never know what will inspire you to do, to be your outcome towards your journey in life.
Right.
You never know. You never know, man. It could be amazing, man. The little things or the big things that could spark interest and say, wow, I want to do that when I get bigger. I want to do that next week. I'm gonna start doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's great, man. 2009, your production of OTR won first place in the Indie Gathering Film Festival. Tell us about that. That was in Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a guy came to me named Cole Black. He had an idea for a series. He wanted to do a series originally. And at that time, series wasn't as popular as they are today.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was coming from the background as far as like filmmaking, so I wanted to do a movie versus a series. So we decided to take his series idea, make it a movie, and then I decided to take it a step further and say, let's do this in black and white. So we did shot the movie in black and white. Pretty much all filmed here in Cincinnati, downtown Cincinnati. And we was able to capture downtown Cincinnati, how it looked back then versus how it looked today. The Findlay market looked totally different how it looks today compared to when it came up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Right.
So we was able to capture a lot of that, like Smitty clothing store was still down on Vine Street and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so do you have like new upcoming movies?
Well, I got a documentary I'm in the process of working on now. I just completed a movie called Sometimes She Bites. It's a vampire movie. We're still waiting on that to hit the streaming platforms. Then I have a movie, Chasing the Moon, which is on Tubi, Amazon, and Folsom TV platform. And right now, currently, like I said, I'm trying to get this documentary out there for everybody to see. I think people are going to be really interested in this documentary.
Yeah. They definitely gonna be interested in that documentary, man. Because we know the story about it, but we also had him as a guest. I think you read that episode, right?
Yeah, I was at his shop.
That was pretty interesting, man, to hear about that. I was just blown away. Like when I first heard about, when I first got introduced to Basil, it was like, we gonna set up over there. We just talk about, just have some talk about barbershop life. And then he told me what happened. I said, what? Had to switch the gears. Had to switch gears, man. I said, this is way more interesting, man. So I know that when you do come out with this documentary, it's going to be very impactful, very informative, and it's going to let the public know, how shiesty some things could be.
Yeah. These big corporations, they do this all the time. They figure that most time they can steal an idea from somebody who nobody else knows in some small city somewhere, and they figure like, who would know that we took this from a Basil Lewis who's out of Covington, Kentucky? Yeah. But little do they know, sometimes people realize, hey, you stole my idea, my story, my product, or whatever, and I'm not going to let this rest. And fortunately, Basil was not going to let this story die down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. He's definitely going hard with it, man. I done seen him on a couple of different podcasts, some before mine, maybe some. It was a couple after, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But this documentary, I think, is going to really hit the spot, man, where it need to be hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you shooting for, with this documentary, are you going to shoot for like all the mainstreams, like Tubi?
I wanted to hit every mainstream, every streaming platform possibly. One of the first things I'm going to do is get it out to the film festival to just build up a following so people can get familiar with it and know more about it. So then when they start hitting the streaming platform, they can be like, okay, it was shown at this film festival. I was won first or second place at this film festival, because it looks kind of nice when you got a product out there or a movie out there and it's been selected, meaning that other people like, oh, somebody do like your film.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Definitely, man. That always helps along with the process of like getting it known to the public or making it bigger, just to have a tag on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's great, man. I really hope for the best, but I really hope that he can get what he deserves.
Yeah, because the thing with this is a story that's like, it's 39 years old. I mean, he submitted this shoe idea to Nike in 1985.
Right.
So we 2025 today. And the thing is, oftentimes what people will say, well, did he have it copyrighted? Did he have a patent? No, he didn't. But my point is, the thing is, if you can prove that this person created that,
it's got a trail to it.
Yeah, beyond he didn't have it copywritten or he didn't have a patent on it, you have to face the fact that you took this idea.
Right.
You took this idea, you took this uncopywritten,
Yes.
unpatented idea and claimed it
Yes.
for yourself, and then now you copywritten and patented or whatever. So that's still thievery.
Yeah, it's
Right.
thievery
Yeah.
at its best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can go head on with that, man.
Yeah,
trying to
no,
turn a blind eye. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, because his paper trail is real. I mean, he's got hella evidence.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Yeah, and see, that's what I want to show in the story. I want to show this timeline. That's one of the key things I focus in on this documentary is this timeline. And the timeline of this is very critical to the story and to how the whole shoe stealing the idea plays out. And
Yeah.
I don't want to give away a lot of it because I want people to see it. But when you see how this thing is put together, you're gonna go, Nike.
Right.
I think you got somebody that you need to talk to, which is Mr. Lewis.
A couple of people.
People.
Yeah, it's a couple of people they need to talk to from what I'm hearing. I heard another story, but hopefully we get that interview on this show, man. It's a lot of legal things with them that's setting boundaries. So,
Yeah.
he can't, I don't know if he can really like do what he want to do, but we'll get there soon though.
Okay.
We will get there soon. But let me ask you this now. This is a very interesting one. So when it comes to documentary versus scripted film, which do you prefer and why?
I'm getting to where after doing this documentary, I'm getting to where I'm liking doing documentaries more than scripted film.
Right.
Scripted film, it's so many challenges that come with that, and especially when you're trying to do it on an independent guerrilla style filmmaking level.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the budget, you don't have access to all the stuff that the big budget studios or Hollywood have. So you got to kind of work with the things that you have. And you're limited. You don't have money. You don't have the production. You don't have the crew. You don't have all that stuff. So in my case, I learned how to do as much of that stuff as I could following the Robert Rodriguez concept, what I was talking about earlier. And that's learning how to do things with what you have. So
Yes.
I learned the process of, I already knew camera because I was a photographer. So then I learned editing. I already knew about lighting and all that kind of stuff and sound. So I'm able to film with pretty much as a one-man show. But going back to what you were saying about doing documentaries versus doing movies, when you're doing the movies, you're depending on your cast to study their script and know their lines.
Yes.
And then sometimes they get to the set and it's like, let's go ahead and set this up. Let's block the scene out. All right, action. And they don't got their lines down. It's like, why you ain't got your lines down? I ain't have time to study. So now you're trying to study on the set. And then it's all of this kind of headache. And then it's the headache of sometimes you get a location. And you get this location, and then you find out an actor can't make it that day because they got something else came up, they sick or whatever. You got to cancel that location. See if you can get the location again. When they get you the location again, then maybe you might have another actor who like, that day is bad for me. So it's like, there's so many things that can go unbalanced in the process. And you have to be a person that have the mindset and pretty much the spirit to able to deal with all of those ups and downs. Because if you don't have patience, if you don't have that kind of stuff, you can't do this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of times it's off, you're doing stuff off the top of your head and it's trying to make things happen.
Yeah. It's real deep, man. It can be real challenging, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I was telling you, before we started this actual broadcast, about how challenging it can be because like back in the day, it was like, and I did a movie. I would say like I said, I'm 53 now, and I was like 19 or something, and it was like it took like 5 years to make the movie.
Yeah.
And all the actors still were like, in tune. They were still dedicated, and they all showed up. Right. I mean, you might have had a couple like, I can't make it today. I got to take my daughter somewhere. But it was, for the most part, it was a pretty good turnout, man.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. Trying to keep everybody on the same page. And basically, when you're like a filmmaker, you're like the person who runs a circus. You're the ringmaster, and you got to deal with a lot of different personalities. You got to deal with all these different locations, and it can be overwhelming. And sometimes you need time to step back, from it because it can be a lot. But the joy of it is, for me, the joy is always when I premiere a film at a theater or whatever, and to stand in the back of the theater and watch people watch the movie. That's my reward.
Yeah, I hear a lot. I hear a lot of directors say that, man. You know, they want to, even actors. They want to. They want to go to a real. They don't want to go to a Hollywood setting.
Right.
They want to go to the ghetto-ist place and watch a movie. Just sit back in the back, just see what they, how they react to the movie.
Yeah, because you're curious about certain things that you wrote in the story. You know, got a situation where you set up something where you want the suspense level to raise or whatever, and you want to see if the audience makes that connection with you.
Right.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but that's just the process.
Yeah, especially when you write a certain part of the movie, you're like, I know this is gonna get them, and
Right.
you like, damn, they
didn't laugh. And it happened to me not long ago. I'm like, they were supposed to laugh there, and they did. You were supposed to laugh at that. That was funny.
Right. Let me ask you this: what do you look for when filling roles for characters in your films?
Mainly, the thing I look for now is I want to see that people will show the dedication, that they have a love or a passion is a definite plus. So
Yes.
those things are definitely key elements that I look for as far as when I'm casting them. Because you never know. Casting a film a lot of times is like a job. The same way with a job, when they ask you questions and you telling them stuff, oh yeah, I'm prompt, I'm on time. You can see I'm here at work every day, and then you hire that person in, and before you know it, you come break time, looking at your watch, break is over with, they should have been back by now. You go looking for them, hey, your break. Then they hollering at you, hey man, what you talking about, man? Just went on break.
Yeah. It's amazing, man, what you can grab and accomplish out of an inspiring actor, and they really, do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do their job. But so let me ask you this, Lee. Let me ask you this. Chasing the Moon.
Yeah.
Chasing the Moon.
Yeah.
Man, listen. Chasing the Moon. Amazon Prime, Tubi. What is that? Fawsome, YouTube. Over 150,000 complete views and over 2 million impressions. What does this mean to you as a filmmaker?
That means a lot to me as a filmmaker, because I always tell people this from day one, when I got into art, when I got into photography, when I got into film. None of this stuff was ever because I want to see my name and lights in Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. That was never my goal. If that came along, great, but it was never my goal to try to make it to Hollywood and be a major filmmaker, whatever. So to know that many people have seen my movie, this little movie that I've done here in Cincinnati with really no money involved in its production, and to see that it's being liked and seeing certain countries where I can see the numbers of how the views are going. It's like it's a good feeling in your heart to know that you've done something, you created something that was from nothing, and now it's out there and it's like hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes. So
It's very rewarding.
yeah, it is. Yes. It is. It's amazing, man. 150 complete,
and we're like up to 180,000 complete views.
180. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's just off of YouTube. That don't include what's the views we hitting on Amazon,
right,
Tubi TV, and Fawsome. And yeah, man, that's a good feeling, man, to go from like I said, I'm just this guy here in Cincinnati, and I'm doing these little independent movies out of my city, and now they're going like global, where they're being seen, wherever in the world. Yes,
that's amazing, man. I have a director friend from Texas, man, which is actually this is the movie that he's promoting. He's promoting this movie, which is out today on Tubi and a couple of different platforms, probably Amazon Prime and all that, but mainly he's shooting for Tubi right now. But
right.
this is where it's being aired at. But so I have a friend, like I said, I have a friend in Texas who's doing this thing, man. What's your advice on film selection? Like, the actual film that you use for the film. Is it like a difference, like a different camera? What do you suggest?
Pretty much, man. Like today, it's so up in the air, because there was a time when you didn't have such a selection to choose from. Before it was just film. Right. Then it went from film to film and video.
Right.
Now we into the digital world, and it's like on digital, it's like I couldn't tell a person like, say, hey, go out and buy you a red camera or a Blackmagic, or if you got an iPhone.
Right.
Because there are movies that they're shooting on just iPhones, and you couldn't tell the difference if it was shot on a Hollywood big red camera or just a iPhone.
Right.
You cannot tell the difference.
Wow.
You can really make Hollywood style movies.
So they serious about that.
Yes.
Yeah, because
we're there. We are there now.
Right, we there.
Yeah,
We like cutting
yeah,
out all the middlemans and everything.
Yeah. Your iPhone that you're sitting there texting your friends with and going on Facebook with, you can turn around later and make you a short film or a feature film with that very iPhone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you said one thing that he said. I asked him like, which one would be? He said Black Magic. So I was like, what is Black? Is that was it?
This Black Magic camera that everybody's like great high resolution. A lot of people are using that camera today because it's a high quality camera that you can get at a much lower price than some of the other ones.
Right.
I shoot with just a Canon 80D. Quality is great. I'm not into the 4K for some reason. 4K and some of that stuff to me it has a image about it that makes me look at things and it's almost like it's all being shot on a green screen. It's just so brilliant and so sharp, and the resolution is so high. Just kind of like it's like the movie Sinners.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler was determined to shoot that on film. He didn't want to shoot it on film.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to stay with that film look.
Yeah.
A lot of filmmakers are like that. They don't like to shoot in digital. They prefer to shoot on old 35.
They're taking it back.
Yeah.
They're taking it back. I seen him actually do it. It was a video on YouTube where he described different. It was I don't know how many different films he did.
Different format. Yeah.
It was like 20
man,
different.
He's like the Steven Spielberg. He's our Steven Spielberg, dude.
Yeah.
He's like on a whole nother level when it comes to film.
Yeah.
I can't even. He's like way up there.
Yeah, he pretty dope, man. I got to give it to him, man. I definitely got to give it to him. He definitely inspired me to say, you know what? I wonder if I should take a shit. Nah, that's all right. It's a lot of work to that. I know it's matter of fact, when it comes, okay, what's your process? Is this something you might saw a video on YouTube? You saw somebody on the street acting crazy, like I'm gonna use that. That inspired me to click me to do it. What's your process to make a movie?
My process is always some inspiration from something that most time if I showed somebody where this came from, they wouldn't make the connection. It was like the movie I did, the vampire movie called Sometimes She Bite. That was inspired by a movie called Let the Right One In that was shot in, I think it's a Italian-made film. And the story, unlike my story, but it was just a part in there about this girl who was this vampire and she was sort of innocent. And that inspired me to do the story that I did called Sometimes She Bite about a woman who basically becomes a vampire, not by choice, because most people become vampires not by choice, but it was her trying to cope with being a vampire, being in a relationship, and not being inherently evil like some vampires you normally would see.
Right.
So that, and then like the other day, I'm sitting out on my girl's back dock and her patio, and I'm like, I see somebody come out on a patio 2 houses up, and right then I saw this idea for this story, and I'm like, boom. Sometimes it's just stuff like that.
Simple like that.
Simple stuff of seeing something somewhere, somebody saying something, a song, and the wheels start clicking into a story idea.
That's creative. Yeah. That's you a Virgo, man?
No, Libra.
Oh, see, what?
Libra.
See, yeah, he close to it.
Libra. Libra love
creative, man.
Yeah.
Creative. If you got a question, please, ask your questions. We got a mic for you, Sister Phyllis. If you gotta ask a question, we got a mic for you. Cause you be, hey, what? So what happened when you? Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing. So Lee, let me ask you this question, man. For someone who wanted to start in the film industry, what type of budget should they expect to have?
God, and I was asked that question not long ago. It depends on like what are you already going in with. If you don't have any gear, if you just got a story, you might want to try to get a few grand, maybe $5,000 or $10,000 to put aside. Because to get you a quality film, you're gonna have to hire somebody who got the skills to film it, and they're not gonna want to just do it for free unless you know somebody that's hey, they like you like that and they're willing to do it for free. But if not, you're gonna have to pay a filmmaker, a camera person. If that person doesn't do editing, then you got to hire an editor. And so, you like I said, you might be $5,000, $10,000 in.
Right.
If you, again, I go back to Robert Rodriguez because his whole thing was if you learn how to be a cameraman, now you know how to shoot your stuff. If you learn how to do the editing, now you can edit your film. If you know how to direct, now you can direct your movie. So you just eliminated like about 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And you can do the stuff yourself. Mm-hmm. Most people, that's the biggest the biggest problem that I hear from filmmakers, the first thing comes to their mind is, I don't have money. And so it's like when you don't have money and you trying to wait on where this money going to come from, where this $10,000 may come from, you might not ever find it, because it's kind of hard to get 10 grand together and say, I'm going to sink this into a film, and what's the possibility I'm going to get this 10,000, I'm going to see something on this return. So I would encourage a person, like, learn as much as you can. If you're a writer, if you got any kind of camera skill, learn how to operate a camera. If you've done some editing on your phone with TikTok, just take it to another level. Get a program that you can download on your computer and learn how to edit on your computer. Now you don't learn two things. Now you're a camera person, now you're an editor. If you already was a storyteller, you're already writing. So now, you got three of these things kind of taken care of within one setting, which is yourself. So it eliminates a lot of other things that makes the process a lot easier.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got a question. So
Yes.
what about something like, just say for instance, like me, if I wanted to like do a movie and just like tell a story, and I wrote something, and then I came to you and be like, can you make this out of a movie or whatever? Have people done that
Yeah, I've had people come to me where they're like, here's my movie idea. How much money would it cost me to do this movie? Then I can kind of get an idea, like, if I can see the story, I can get an idea from your locations, how many people you got in the story, what the story may entail. If you got some stuff going on there where there's some drama, some fight scenes, some shootout scenes or whatever, chase scenes or whatever, then you can kind of, from all those kind of things, get an idea of what it may cost that person and what kind of directions or what ways you can go about doing these things to achieve close to what you want to get. You might have an idea where it's a scene takes place where it's a robbery or whatever, and these people chasing each other in the car. Well, in Cincinnati, we try to film that could be a problem, because you got to get permission and be able to do all this, and have streets blocked off. You got to have the police involved and all that. That could be your budget right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could be creative and like, okay, we got to do this chase scene. We ain't got money to bring in Cincinnati police to block off streets. So what we'll do is, I hire this guy, lean out the passenger side of the window. We're going to chase this car in front of us, and we're just going to go like about 35 miles an hour and just make some sharp turns or whatever. And then when we get into editing, when we get in post, we'll speed it up to make it look like we're flying through the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the guy would never know you had was falling no time at all.
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's ways of getting around the things that where it would cost you money, where you can do these things where it don't cost you.
Yeah. I gotta say this. We gonna do a little something that we call take a break, and once we do that, we come right back. Look, stay tuned, man. You got your chance to win some nice gifts in these bags that we got for this movie that's out on Tubi right now, and it's called Bittersweet. We be right back.
Did you hear that bullshit the other night?
Girl, yeah.
Talking about she want to have Derek's baby. The bitch can't even have kids.
Past always has its way of coming back and haunting us.
Stop hating, because it sounds like
Hating?
you want Derek.
Never that.
What you gonna do when you get this inheritance from your pops, man? Oh, no, man. You being this big music mogul and all. I'm gonna make a partner in whatever business venture I decide. A partner? I think you're moving too fast, bro.
Look, Derek, just be careful,
I wanted to
all
show
right?
you how much I love you. What do you mean, be careful?
Just think. In a couple of weeks, I'll be Mrs. Robinson.
See, the Bible says no weapons formed against us shall prosper, right? At the end of the day, who can we really trust,
I
right?
don't know she crazy.
Do you understand me?
Shouldn't have told these bitches shit.
Did you not hear nothing I just said? She know exactly what in the fuck I'm talking about.
My friend.
What up, what up, what up, good people? We back in the building, man. It feels so good to be in an atmosphere where you're loved in your own way. But y'all need to get ready to win one of these bags, man. These and look, check it out. You get a nice bag along, waterproof bag, bittersweet, and it's got a couple of gifts inside. Let me see, pull something out. Okay, let me see what we got. We got a hat. We got a hat, boom. We got a hat, bittersweet on Tubi. Yes. And we got a shirt, and we got something else in there, man, that it'll make you laid back if you kind of understand what I'm saying. We got that in there too. So if you want a chance to win one of these bags, let us know. But we're gonna jump back into this, man. We're gonna jump back into the podcast, man, and get it cracking. And did you say you had a question? Oh, hold up.
I have a question.
So we got a question from an outside member. What you got?
So I have a question. Okay. So what about, have you ever wrote a book and then turned that book after you done published it and everything and then turned it into a movie?
No, I haven't done that. I just pretty much will. My process usually I get an inspiration for a story idea. I probably do a synopsis, and then I'll write the screenplay to it. Go from there.
Yeah, because I've been writing a book, and it's for some reason I gotta, you get that block where
you
just
can't happen.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
It's like to walk away from it sometimes and just come back.
So I'm just trying to get back into it because I actually want to turn that book into a movie.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna let God work on me to get it right.
He's the best director.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, he's the best.
Say that, yes.
So my wife, let me ask you a question. Do you have any? You got something for these people out there? You got something for them? You got a question?
Yeah, I got a question.
That they might want to answer?
We're going to throw one of the questions out there, and then we'll get back to...
Yes. This is for bag number one. Bag number one.
What was Spike Lee's first movie?
What was Spike Lee's first movie? Don't yell it out. Let somebody out in TV land win.
I almost slipped up.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so just comment on under below in the comment section. The first person who comment first is the winner. So comment, what was Spike Lee's first movie?
What was Spike Lee's first movie?
And you can win this bag. It's a lot of goodies in this bag. You want this bag. You want this bag.
School days, Tanya Washington, she got it. Was it school days?
It wasn't school days.
My bad. Hey, Tanya, it wasn't school days, but that was one of them.
Close enough.
That was close.
It was not.
Did somebody else say something?
If you want to have it, you better get it.
Did somebody
that was a
say
clue.
something?
Huh? Do the right thing? No, not do the right thing. Sorry.
Nope.
Not do the right thing. Nope. And you know what was messed up about that? It's not do the right thing, it's do the right thing.
Right thing.
Do the right thing. And you just did the wrong thing. But it's all good. So while y'all trying to figure that out, we're gonna jump back into this interview, man. So we touched on this a little bit. So Basil Lewis, right?
Yes.
Good friend of both of ours.
Yes.
Sky High, the Basil Lewis story versus Nike. What was the main premises and focus of the documentary?
It's interesting how this whole thing played out, because I have people ask me, how did you get to this point with the documentary? And I had met Basil actually when I was doing OTR. I was in need of a location for a barbershop. Somebody turned me on to Basil. He was like, yeah, you can use my spot. I asked him, would he want to play a part? I had him play a barber in there to cut off a head practically.
Right.
So he had kind of told me about the gym shoot thing then. It didn't quite register in my head right at that time. Then I started seeing some stuff on YouTube where I think he did an interview with somebody. And then I did a podcast with him some years later. And we talked about the shoot in. Then it kind of went back to doing what I'm doing. He went back to doing what he was doing. After I did this recent vampire movie, Sometimes She Bite, when I wrapped it up in 2024, I was trying to think of what's the next project? Then I get a message from Basil about a filmmaker in Louisville who was doing a documentary and he needed a cameraman, and Basil thought I would be interested.
Oh, okay.
But the thing where I looked at from the message was who the message came from, and I saw the word documentary, and I was like, that's the next project.
Boom.
And so I've seen him do several podcasts. I've seen a couple documentaries, but I wanted to do something that was like a lot bigger than some of the stuff that probably been done, because I want to do something in a way that can elevate his story in a way where it can't be denied. When people see it, they'll question Nike, and hopefully some kind of way it'll get him to the table where they can have this conversation that they need to have.
Yeah. That's dope, man. That's pretty dope, man. It's interesting how, like I said before, it's interesting what will click, the smallest thing.
Yeah.
And it catch you like boom in a very big way.
It was like the message, I need a cameraman for a documentary, but then I looked at who sent the message, the word documentary, and it just like, oh, I'll do it about you. That whole thing came about.
Right. Yes. So we got somebody said that she's got to have it. Is that right, babe?
Yep.
She's got to have it.
Ding, ding,
yes. Rose Tarbert got it. Rose Tarbert, I see you.
We would get that to you, Rose.
Yeah, we got you. We got you coming.
We get that to you.
Appreciate you for your answer. We got a couple more in case anybody out there want to try to win the bag full of goodies.
And once you won one, you can't win another one.
Yeah, you can't
so
win
we want
another
to get everybody else a chance.
Get everybody a chance. Yeah, I'm taking it back home with me. I hear you. So we're gonna let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question, Basil. I said Basil. Let me ask you a question, Lee. How deep did you dive into investigating and gaining new leads? Anything that may help Basil Lewis in this fight in your documentary?
Man, I'm not a sneakerhead at all.
Right.
I wouldn't know the era at the time. I wouldn't have known a Jordan 1 to a Jordan 2 if you said them right in front of me.
Amen.
I'm not a sneakerhead. I'm the type of person I buy a gym shoe based on what it looks like and how I look on my feet.
Yeah.
And what's the price? Because I ain't gonna spend a whole bunch of money on it.
Yeah.
So when I started doing this documentary, and looking at all the documents that he had, the letters, the sketches, and stuff like that, so I had to start, doing my research and finding out this whole history, trying to find out how Nike was developed, who was the person that created the idea of this Nike shoe, what was their whole history, who was some of their designers, and especially the designer when it came to who Basil shoe is very similar to, which is one of their top designers who is like a god at Nike to a lot of people, which is this guy named Tinker Hatfield. So I had to do a lot of research on Tinker Hatfield and find out things about him, and then find out stuff just about the shoe itself, Nike's history, because Nike do got a history of like
I said, they got a history of doing their thing.
They got a history, and I'm gonna reveal some things that I think people are gonna find fairly shocking. It's not so much that I went in some kind of way and got some kind of information from some insider from Nike.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that's available for the public, but a lot of times the public don't look up these things.
Right.
But when you kind of research a story, you find yourself where you're looking up all kind of stuff because you need as much information. Because when you put this story out there, you want to be able to, like, if somebody challenge it, you want to have all your facts.
Yes.
And that's what's so important to me. I want to make sure I have all my facts. Everything is lined up. So when you challenge me on something, I can go to this and say, well,
you got the facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got them in the movie.
Yeah.
You got the facts in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with this documentary, and I say this to people all the time. When you walk into the theater or whenever that you have the opportunity to see this documentary, if you keep an open mind and you don't go in there with some hater attitude like, oh, I don't believe this dude made it, no gym shoe that Nike stole. If you don't look at it like that, if you just go in there and just follow the facts, follow the story, at the end of this documentary, you're gonna believe Nike stole his shoe.
Damn.
Because I think, pat myself on the back here a little bit, I think I did an excellent job of laying out his case of how the story played out and how they stole his design.
And who stole his design?
Tinker Hatfield. I have to say Tinker Hatfield is a person who, they're just like if it's a criminal case in court, he's a number one suspect.
Damn.
Yes, he's definitely a number one suspect.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's
and you know what's gonna be crazy? What's gonna be crazy is because there's so many people in our community, in our black community, that, we love us some Nikes.
Yeah.
We love some Nikes.
Right.
And it's a lot of us, we love us some Tinker Hatfield. And a lot of them are going to have a problem with believing that this guy may have had stolen this gym shoe idea from an 18-year-old back in 1985.
And it's been going on for so long.
Yeah. And the thing with the idea of what Basil, see, people don't understand the impact and how big this story is. You hear about this guy from Covington, Kentucky, who's a barber now, who sketched this idea and sent it into Nike, and you kind of think like, yeah, what, but the shoe design, what he did, it revolutionized Nike.
Wow.
When Tinker Hatfield designed the Air Revolution and the Air Max 1, that changed the whole structure for Nike. Nike was on, their money was dropping. They was
right.
The competition was
I saw that movie.
Yes, they was putting pressure on them.
Yeah.
But when Tinker Hatfield came out with this Air Max 1 and that Air Revolution, it changed everything. But where did that idea come from? Where did the idea come from for you to come up with that gym shoe that changed the game? And what we're going to point to, you got it from Basil Lewis, a guy from Covington.
And you know what's crazy about that? How many other ideas has he?
Yeah, I mean, because this kind of stuff that goes on all the time. Because again, when you're this far up on the mountaintop and you can go down in the lower parts of the valley and just grab something,
like a snake.
Yeah, like nobody ever expected like that. Like that you would have done that because you're Nike. Why would you have to steal from somebody? But they do it all the time.
Yeah. So when can we expect? Huh? Yeah, they do it all the time, man.
I mean, think about it. Did Christopher Columbus discover America?
Right.
Yeah,
How long have been food about that idea?
Right.
It's so crazy because I'm always watching Doorman. It'd be on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was watching this one episode where this young guy, I guess he's supposed to have been the dude you're talking about. He had went to this Chinese guy and got some gym shoes. But apparently the Chinese guy had other people, and he was like, well, I don't want to deal with you no more. So this guy had these gym shoes, right? Because I sent this to Basil, and it's so crazy because he was like, I got an idea that we can do these shoes. And he just drew like a line across the chalkboard. And that's on here, this is how they portrayed Nike to come about. And I was saying, and his name just happened to be Basil.
Wow.
I mean, Lewis,
Right.
Basil Lewis, something like that in this little episode. And I was just like, Basil, you need to look at this because I couldn't believe that episode came out like he invented the Nike gym shoe. It's this episode right here. If you ever come across it on Facebook, it's gonna show you like he came out with Nike gym shoes, and I was just like, what?
Right.
I had to send that to him so he could see it.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Thank you, Sister Phyllis, for your commentary.
We're gonna take that at heart. I'm telling you. I'm taking
I want to check that out though. But so let me ask you this question, Lee. How do you feel technology has changed the film game?
Technology has changed the film game in such a way that it's never going back.
Never going back.
Never going back. It's parts of it that I think it's going to do a lot for the film game and for the future of film. But it's also parts of it that just like, for people who are like old school artists, the person who came up and sketched a drawing, the person who took a picture and went in a dark room and developed a picture in a tray and all of that kind of stuff, the person who used to shooting movies and shooting on film or whatever, sometimes it's harder for that generation to adapt to the new technology, the AI technology.
Right.
Because you basically, as an artist, it's like, okay, am I truly an artist if I can just sit in front of this laptop and type in what I want you to create and then it creates the picture for me? I'm truly an artist if I just type in some lyrics or I sing over something and I really can't sing, but this system can make me sound like
vocoder.
Yeah. So we're going into a time where I remember speaking about Spike Lee, I remember hearing Spike Lee on a panel years ago. This was like not too long after he did She's Gotta Have It. And he talked about we're going to be going into a direction where everything is going to be geared to dumbing down society.
Right.
Because it's more profitable. You got a bunch of people dumb.
Yeah.
And accepting of anything is more profitable for those on top. So it's just like, you think about something as simple as the Big Mac. Well, maybe when the Big Mac cost 75 cents, it was this size. Then they raise the price up to $1.50 and they shrink it down a little bit. Before you know it, they shrunk it down a little bit more at $2, but yet you'll still pay for that burger that they done
Yes.
shrunk down and raised the price on it.
Yep.
So the idea, like even with film, movies are now where it's like it's like Hollywood don't try to create new stuff. Same stuff.
Same
it's
old
always
thing.
the Marvel stuff. They know
Rotate.
that they can like make X amount of Marvel movies and always make a huge profit.
Yep.
So it's like, why do we need to give them something new?
Yeah.
Let's just keep giving them something old.
Yep.
So I see benefits in it, and I see a lot of things that's gonna really, I think, gonna be damaging to people.
It is, man. It's just all over. When you look at damn near everything, it's like the technology has like, even with your line of work, I forgot what you call it, but the lady that you talking to, a nurse on the screen, what you call that?
Oh, the telehealth.
The
right.
telehealth. Like, it's like, instead of going to talk to a real live doctor, you talk to that person. It's like, and then when it comes to music, you know, I can remember when I was doing music on everything, you had to do keyboard.
Right.
And you had to do it one at a time and this and that, these many tracks. But then, I forgot what year it was, my homie was like, yeah, they don't do music like that no more. They be doing, I don't know what you call it, but it's on the computer.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name right now. Fruity Loops and what else? What else? Fruit Loops and all that. I was like, dude, I don't even feel like learning this.
Yeah. Yes, that's where we at, man. And it's like, I mean, we're at the place now where it's like, where we was talking before about inspiration, where I get an idea, I saw some people come out on the back deck, I saw another people come out on another further up on the back, and it gave me an idea for a movie that I would now have to take that idea, maybe write a short synopsis of it before I write the screenplay.
Right.
Now I can just go to my computer and go into an AI program and say, create an idea about a man who comes out on his back porch and a lady who lives next door to him comes out on her back porch.
And it's a whole story.
And it'll come up with a whole story.
That's crazy.
Now, will it be the story exactly that I want? It may not. But then I can sit there in front of the AI and tweak it a little bit. Have two women come out on the back porch and one of them get into an argument about the man they saw on the back porch. And then it'll tweak the story. And then if I like that, then okay, I can either have it write the thing into a screenplay for me or I'll do it myself. But it's just the idea we've gotten to a place where we're allowing technology to think for us.
Right, man, that's crazy.
That's scary, bro.
Right.
That's scary.
It's real scary because now you think about not cloning, but you know, like they got these amazingly human-like robots.
Yeah.
So you said, like one of the worst case scenarios is that you have an actor that's done 50% of the movie, then all of a sudden he may have passed away or he just going through a mental break. He don't want to do it no more. And so you get this. If you get this robot, they're never going to get tired, never going to get hungry, never want to take a break.
No.
And what if they like really move like we move, like they're really realistic and can talk and make gestures and expressions just like us?
Hollywood today really don't need actors. They really don't.
Right.
Because part of the Hollywood, when the actors that went on strike, part of the thing, what I was looking at too was like, so many of them, they have signed off on these contracts where you giving the studio the rights to your likeness, your voice, to your image. Yeah.
Damn.
So basically now, so we did a movie that you starred in 2005. You signed a contract back then, your right, your likeness, your image, whatever. All right. That we like what you did in that movie. You had a big name back then. So what we decided to do, we're going to take your likeness, your sound, your image, and we're going to do it. We're going to create an avatar, whatever that looks exactly like you, And we can make a whole story. And we can bring in these other actors that we can create through AI, and now we can put a movie out there that we don't have to pay you for because remember you signed off on this contract back in '85 was to use your likeness, your image. And so that was kind of thing they had to get control of because after they saw the movie Sin City, another movie that Robert Rodriguez did, he did it by himself.
Oh, Sin City, yeah.
He shot that movie sometimes not with even having the actors all on the same set.
But he put them all on the same set.
And he shot it without even using a location. Everything was shot in a studio against a green screen. That's
crazy. You can kind of tell that, but still, it was. I like the movie.
Yes, but that's such a huge change because now studios looking at, okay, well, the person who we would hire for a location scout, a scout. We don't need him because we got a green screen.
That's crazy.
You know, so the technology, man, it has advanced so much. It's like, I think it's far ahead of us.
Yeah, you know what the way that movie was to go to that movie, the way that the movie Sin City, the way the I can't explain the effects on it, the faces and stuff, it made like the green screen, it kind of fit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like these certain effects that they had on it.
Yeah, and think about, okay, that's been done over probably 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, probably a decade.
Yes.
Imagine if he did that today with the technology that he had with AI.
Man, ain't no telling where they did that in Gemini Man too, didn't they?
Yeah.
But Will Smith, he like played. Yeah. I remember. I seen a couple movies where they had an AI, and you can tell, but technology is getting more and more advanced. So it's like, man, next 10 years, you don't know where it's gonna go.
And that's what's, to me, what's the scary part is like you said, 10 years from now, you're not gonna be able to tell when you're looking at something on Facebook, online or whatever. You're not gonna be able to tell is this real or it's not.
Right.
You know, because the AI has gotten to where it can create images of people who we've seen to make you think it's that person when it's not. You can't distinguish.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's kind of, you gotta hate it and you gotta love it at the same time. It's crazy because it can help you out in the major. Like some people that may not have as much creativity when it comes, like you said, creating a scene or like a script.
Right.
Boom. I want to create a movie about blah blah, and because I done did it on my website. Where I like explain about the product, I say, okay, the product is this, and then it creates a whole paragraph. I'm like, okay, and it gives you like 3 different options. 3 different options. Yeah. And I'm like, boom. Yeah, so.
It was a part I was trying to put in a documentary where it's like I had some scenes in there that's like scenes that I created. It's kind of like, that helps with the storyline of the documentary. And I was always saying I was going to be one of these people that wasn't going to use AI. I'm not going to use that stuff. I'm a real artist. I don't need that stuff. I'm a real artist.
Right.
And then I was like, let me just try it. So I type in detective search for gym shoe. And sure enough, it created this AI video showing this detective. I couldn't understand why the detective had that, he had the trench coat on and a hat and everything. And it was in a gym room near a locker, but it was raining inside. I was trying to figure that out. Like, why is it raining inside the locker room? And then when the character went to reach down with their flashlight to pick up the image, they dropped the flashlight, and the flashlight turned into a phone. I'm like, see, this AI stuff, it ain't quite.
It's glitchy.
It's kind of glitchy.
A little glitchy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you can look on, even when you trying to create like if you go, people might not know about this, you can go on your computer, and it's like an icon at the bottom where, I forgot what it's called, but you could say, you want to make a picture, right? So you say, I want 2 women outside cooking, and it's like, you got to keep searching and keep doing it because their body will be blended together.
Right.
And their face might be, the eyeball might be. Right. So it's glitchy.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
It's coming.
It's getting better and better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, man. What's something you'd like to see changed in the game?
In the film game, what I would like to see change, I would like to see people like Tubi. I love Tubi. Love Tubi. Tubi created the opportunity for me to have my movie Chasing the Moon on it.
Right.
But Tubi, sometimes we get this thing kind of mixed up where, first of all, Tubi is not a black channel. Not a black channel.
Right.
They show a lot of black movies on there. But it's like when you reach a place where everybody can do everything, sometimes everybody shouldn't be able to do it. So
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a lot of good movies out there, and I know people to say, well, that's not for you to judge what movie should be out there, what movie should not be. But sometimes we can use some common sense, and we see it all the time. It's like, man, why did they make that? Like, what is the story? And sometimes it's poorly done, it's poorly shot, the audio is bad, but Tubi will put it on. Because Tubi know that there's going to be thousands of people that's going to watch this, because for whatever reason, no matter how crazy this movie is, it's going to pull in some audience. And then if it don't, they can just pull the plug on it. So it's making things, it's where we are today. Like I said, it has created, technology has created this opportunity for everybody to be an artist. Where there was a time when you went to a concert to see an artist or a comedian on stage, you went there to be entertained by that person on stage.
Yeah.
Today, the person who comes to watch you be entertained on stage, they feel as this, well, I can be there too, and I can show you how. Because we live in a time where you can be that artist on stage. You can use the technology to allow you to make a movie or make a song or whatever. And again, just because the technology is there for you to do it, don't mean you should be the person to do it. Let somebody who has the talent do that. And that's what we see today in the music industry, especially in rap. We have to be honest. There's a lot of artists out there that we know.
Oh man!
If it wasn't for them signing you to this deal, or if it was back in an earlier time when it was, you would have never got signed.
Strictly talent.
No, so it's like you don't have to really sing good. You don't have to really sound good. You don't have to really rap. We can create a image for you that'll sell.
Yeah. That's the main image.
Image is everything.
And a team to get you popping. Go ahead.
Do you think, because I know I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but it's just something that's really like mind-boggling. Do you think as far as like this AI that then it's probably been there, but we just now really finding out about it? Do you think that the Illuminati have anything to do with that?
I would say I don't know how much they would have to do with in the development of it, but is they taking advantage of it? Yeah, they probably definitely taking advantage.
Yeah, they're taking, especially when you mention their name, they're like, "Thank you, keeping us alive." Okay. For real. No, I'm saying like when people mention their name, you keep them alive, and you keep them relevant, and you keep them wondering. Like when somebody say, "I just hit the lottery for whatever millions," but I don't tell nobody that I hit it, and all of a sudden you see me do he must be with the Illuminati.
Yeah,
he must be with them. As soon as you see something happening good for a black man, something must be Illuminati.
Because they always send me like an email to like join them, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's scary, ain't it?
That's a scam, dog. They're trying to get your money, bro.
Period.
Yeah, I feel you. Because I ain't going for that either.
No.
So yeah, man. So let's get into one more of these. We gonna probably have to do these on a live post or something like that. But
yes,
let's
we can do that on the live post. On a post.
On the bags?
Yeah, on the post.
So the next two bags, we'll do them on the post, man. We'll make a post about it. You answer the question, boom, we got it, boom. But I want to say, man, it's been amazing having my man Lee Zellars on the set, man. Forgive us for all the glitches.
Oh, that's all
but
right, bro.
I'm glad you in film industry because you know.
I understand how this stuff works. It's a trial and error.
Yes.
You made it happen.
Yes, you make it happen. You make it happen, man. Is there anything you want the public to know, man? Like where to contact you? What's your next project? When is the Basil thing coming out?
The Basil documentary will be available for people to see when we do first it'll be a premiere, and that will take place in July. Hopefully before Jazz Festival, because I don't want to knock people Jazz Festival. Right. So if we don't drop it before Jazz Festival weekend, it'll be about the 1st of August. But it would definitely be out for the public, especially here in Cincinnati, to see it live at the theater. Then after that, it'll go out to the film festivals, and after it makes its round at the film festivals, it'll hit the streaming platform.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
And when you get us that, when you know exactly when it's going to happen, man, get us that information, man. We'll be glad to post to all platforms and let you know what's going on, so you can go check out the standing room only.
Most definitely.
Documentary of Basil Lewis and Sky High. Yes. But like I said, you got something to say, baby?
No, I was gonna say, and then after the documentary come out, hopefully we can have both of y'all back on.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Talk about once again. So
and we might go on 3 different platforms. We might, but that sound be tripping. But we ain't gonna worry about that right now.
Can I just give it? Sometimes I want to just kind of throw out there. It's like. Here in Cincinnati, where we talk about filmmaking and all the stuff that I've been doing, me and my girl, we've become like this couple. I call us a couple power. Some people like to call power couple, but I'm not. I don't think I've hit that level where we got that much power yet. But we are a couple of power,
right?
As we work together, and we've been doing these films, and she's on like her 5th film now. She's a very creative writer. I pretty much do the shooting and the editing. But as a team and as a couple working together to create entertainment and create movies and stuff like that, it's been a big plus for me, because pretty much this has always been like a solo act.
Right.
So it's kind of nice when, like, you got your wife here. It's nice when you can bring somebody in and y'all can do a production together. So I just wanted to.
No, you know what? You know what's crazy
awesome,
about that?
though.
We was
That's
just
awesome.
talking to somebody about that yesterday.
We were just talking to
just
a
join,
younger
like
couple.
once you join,
together.
It's like so magnified.
And then being a team.
Yeah, being a team.
Being a team. That
Damn, y'all
team
doing the
is
same thing.
important.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because we've been tearing it up here. Like I say for the past 6 years.
Right.
We hit a movie, we do a movie, we get it up there to the Esquire. We have a big premiere. Most times we do like a 2-day showing or whatever. Theater packed both showings.
Right.
And we've been consistent with it every year.
So have you guys ever did anything collectively like, okay, y'all both writing on it, y'all both adding things. Have y'all done that?
That's our next project.
Okay,
our next project is a story where we're both writing the story together.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. I'm let me know when the I don't know what you call it, but when you enlist actors to come, I'm coming.
All right.
I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna get my acting shoes back together and get it popping.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. Yes, I love it. Today, as you see, I showed my rock head. Baby. Hey, what can I say, man? What can I say? But we're here today, man. Like I said, we got my man Lee Zellars on, man. It was great having you on the show.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad we completed this mission. And although this episode is over, it's a lot more we could have learned from Lee. But like my wife said, him and Basil, hopefully, and maybe another person from the cast will come on the show. Oh, well, it's not a cast. It's just a documentary. So him and Basil come back on the show, and we'll talk about it and get more questions and more answers.
We love that.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in. And I got to say, we are OWT like Tom and Jerry. Out.
We out. Thanks for watching.
Just a product of